So the Zohar says in paragraph 133, Kan yesh kaf chet tevot. In this sentence, in Balak, there are 28 words. 28 words. Koach. Keneged kaf chet madregot shel mechashefim v'kosmim im tzipor. In other words, this whole entire story related in the Torah about Balak and Bilam and the Jew is not referring to anything on a terrestrial or physical level. This is all dealing with metaphysics, the war in metaphysics. Not a physical war, but the war of metaphysics. And between Bilam and Balak, states the Zohar, there are 28 words in this verse to tell us that they came with the power of 28 different levels or frequencies of witchcraft, which through the tzipor, through this bird, and we'll discuss what that bird was about shortly. In this way, they felt on a metaphysical level there was a chance to defeat the Jew. And the Zohar continues, V'yesh le'stakel. מי שרוצה לדבר עם בלעם ולהתחבר עמו, למה שלח לו מיד מטרם שבא אליו דברים מפורשים? In the verse, Balak is sending these malachim to Bilam to call him. And in advance, he's telling him everything that he wants to tell him when he will arrive. So the Zohar says, why is he, since he's summoning him to come to visit with him, to join forces together, when he comes, he'll tell him what his plan of strategy is. Why does he tell him this before he actually arrives? So asks the Zohar. And he tells him, Hine am yatzami Mitzrayim, vata lecha arali. Nation went out of Mitzrayim, continues the Zohar, and let us curse him. Hayalo mitkila dechaber imo. What he should have done first is to join with him, ulefaiso, and to welcome him within the camp, uleshached oto, to even bribe him, v'achakach yudia lo devarav, and then he would explain him everything. Elo amar Rabbi Yossi. The Zohar continues, umeshiv, mikan nikal. From here we know, Sheyada Balak Ritzono Shel Oto Rasha. Balak immediately knew what Bilam had in mind. Shu Ratzeh Tamid Litchaber B'diburim Gedolim Ve'en Lo Tshuka Ela Lasot Ra'ot. The entire purpose of Bilam, and this is what Balak knew, was that with these words of what he can do, he meant it only for self-aggrandizement. That was the reason. And therefore, he came and told him all of these things to tell him, you realize this great nation of Israel, how great they are, but I know, and that's why he told him everything in advance, was to build his ego and say, you know how difficult it is to defeat this nation and so forth, but I know that you can do it. This was the reason why Balak told him all of this in advance rather than wait for him, because he felt people of that nature, before they would agree, would have to have their ego built up. And we know, unfortunately, when people are looking for favors from people, they will usually flatter them, and so they can kind of draw them into whatever purpose they have in mind. So this was the scene. This was the scene of what was going on here. They were going to battle Israel on a metaphysical level.